So we're recording. Welcome back for those not watching this live. Shame on you. Remember that you can tune in every day at 12:30 UTC. If you're living in Europe, like Belgium, France, Netherlands, it's going to be 1:30 UTC, 1:30 GMT plus one, or CET, Central European Time. And for the other time zones, just calculate by yourself. 12:30 UTC is the zero line. So, just do the math by yourself. I hope you're able to do this, because otherwise you have no business whatsoever thinking about day trading. You need at least a little bit of sense of math. I hope I'm not insulting anybody, but yeah, that's just common sense. All right, now today we do have some exciting stuff to be looking at, because finally this whole mess, this whole thing is starting to shape up. Okay, and this is what we are waiting for actually. Once we break out, eventually there are going to be some retests and stuff, and you need to wait it out a little bit before you can start seeing the shape we are respecting, and then it becomes more possible to start making predictions. Okay, because yeah, shapes are patterns, or patterns are things that most people, most experienced traders are going to be looking at and looking for. And once the whole community starts to agree on a shape that they are seeing, then because more and more people start building up towards it, that becomes itself self-realizing. It's like a self-realizing prophecy. Is the same thing. So what is happening here? What are we looking at? Yesterday I was looking at these two blue boxes, because those would be very strong support and resistance lines. Support and resistance lines, resistance at the top. The red line was actually the top of this candle with the wick, also corresponding to a resistance line and a support line on the past, the all-time high, the past all-time high being sitting around here. If you remember, I did draw this red line corresponding to the low wick of this doji candle, and it also corresponded to some RSI reads that we had been making in the past days. So, all right, now that we are here, what are we looking at? Okay, so on the daily, still respecting the channel. This is pretty much okay. We do see on the daily, although we do see that it starts really to be feeling topped out. Okay, the stochastics are actually very much tightened up within this wedge. So eventually, yeah, the green line is gonna have to break. Something is going to happen. Are we going to see a correction to the downside, which is fairly possible, or are we first going to see a little more of a swipe to the upside, breaking these high points and allowing a cooling down of the RSI without actually needing a real turn of momentum? Those are the long-term questions that are relevant in this structure here. Now, on the short time frame, and this is the one I'm looking at for now, on the short time frame, what do we see? We did see a little bit of a pickup here. Support coming here, because we did create a bullish divergence with this one, and also a little bit with this one. So those are these two lows. Okay, so of course we did get some reaction, a little bit of a push up. For now, But are we exhausted? On the shorter term time frame, right now, things are still looking okay. There's no divergences, bearish divergences to be seen, not on the 1 hour chart. Maybe a little attempt on the 2 hour chart, arguably, could be. This is slightly more of a high price range. This is a little bit of a higher high compared to this, and this corresponds with this high on the RSI, which made a lower high following. So, okay, maybe this is kind of sort of a little bit the limit for now. Also on the 3 hour chart, it is present, potentially slightly little bit of a higher high here compared to this section, and we are looking at a lower high on the RSI. Okay, arguably this could push the price a little bit down, depending on where we are going to find some support again, and what is going to happen. Are we going to bounce off from this? Now, a very nice structure that is being formed right now, and this is very exciting. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be watching this, is a rising triangle. Oh yeah. There we go. Isn't that looking beautiful? So you know what? I'm going to clean the chart just a little bit to make it more visible, because yeah, we don't want to be messing around with too many of these lines. It just becomes a mess afterwards. Good. So yeah, maybe I want to just remove those as well, like this. All right, beautiful. Okay, so right here we are setting up for a rising triangle. And what is the common idea is that rising triangles usually have a tendency of breaking up to the upside, right? If you remember correctly. Now, what we want to see is the price ranges that could help us make a case for this whole structure to stand a chance to rise up to the occasion, to build up for higher time frames. And this is what we're going to be looking for right now. So on the low edge, we might find some support on either one of these nodes, and we want to see if those lows here are going to help us create some divergence or something strong that we could actually really build off of. So let's do the measurements. We're going to start with the 1 hour chart, because this is the easier one to read. It's the shorter time frame. Those are pretty short times. There's no point looking at the daily for this structure, just because it's the apex is on the 23rd of November. This is when is this? This is Monday, after the weekend. So yeah, basically it could be perfectly valid. Weekend is low volume time, so yeah, a little bit of ranging, maybe a little bit of a fake out, and then bang, perfectly possible. But let's not go ahead of ourselves. Let's keep our head cool, and let's do the math so that we take emotion and all this guessing and stuff out of the way. Okay, let's see where we stand. Now, RSI here on this low here is sitting at 45.7. This one is 35.7. So 45.7 and 35.7. Let's do the math. So 45.7. This will enter the bullish divergence area at about 18,000. 18,000. Let's take this green line and let's move it up here. Okay, now 35.7. Let's see where it sets us, right? That would be 17,670. So 17,670. That would be like right here. Let's make another box, and let's just slide it in between here. Okay, this would be a nice section for a bounce, and for at least a signal that that gives us a little bit of a turnaround of the momentum. And maybe we want to have this line here as our point of no return. This could be where we actually need to find some support in the lower areas and build momentum up from there. So what happens if we cross this green line? I do believe that chances are still possible for price to pick up. It's perfectly possible. It's just going to take longer. It's not going to be as explosive as now, because if we start ranging down, and maybe this is where I want to set this on again. If we start ranging down again, then we are going to get stuck between support and resistance areas. It's going to be a lot harder to break through this entire section again. Okay, so if and when we see price actually cross this this green line, this is where, in my opinion, it would be safe to set your stop losses. Just write it out, see where the bounces occur, and then maybe just get in at a lower price range and, you know, start playing the ranges again, just like we do before. Think about it level by level. Very important one. Now, if we break up, still, of course, this entire section is in play. We cannot forget about this one. I'm going to raise the bar just a little bit more, like that. Okay, so above this area here, you know what? I'm going to raise it up even more. Let's do something really crazy because I want to have this one set here. Yeah, 19,000 all-time highs. Yeah, that's gonna be a better one. Okay, so let's do it like this. Oh, we already have one here. You know what? Let's delete it and let's drag this down like this. Nice one. All right. All right. This is starting to make me happy. I hope you're happy with it as well, because you know, this is kind of the way you should be going at it, day after day, every time after time. Okay, don't forget, be diligent, go over all the... Hey, Roy Baser on DLive, thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate it. All right, hope you're doing great. Thank you for joining. I hope I hope you like the stream. I hope we get to grow this together. You know, I'm doing my very best, but basically I'm not really here to make money off of views and donations and stuff. I'm literally trying to give something back to the community, and this is my way of doing it. But really, I thank you for your donation. Yeah, it really makes me feel good. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Now let's go back to where we left off of. So yeah, here, in between this situation here. So the all-time high and the previous high. So this one here, and this was the all-time high. So getting stuck in between here could be a good thing, because this is a little bit of resistance being expected, not sure. And this, because it's been tested already a few times, is going to be support. So this is where we can pick up momentum again, build up some momentum, and start going higher and higher. And this is, of course, what the bulls want. Now, if we actually really start breaking down lower, I do believe these areas here of potential bullish divergenceness are still going to be valid. But use this line as a line of this in the sand for reference. If we really break down, don't do the martingale and try to just scale in. Just either you take a stop loss, take the loss, let it ride. It's going to bounce here somewhere, or if it doesn't really react well, we might be going for the lower section. So this being like a $4,000 delta, it's a little bit too large to really consider scaling in, because you're going to be holding on to your losses for way too long. Also, you take your loss here. If it goes down, it's not going to shoot up. I don't think so. I really don't think so, because here we are going to be bouncing off of support, off of resistance, support that turned into resistance. Same thing here. So there is going to be a little bit of twitchiness, and we are going to be able to see on the RSI as well, where we are going to start building up momentum again. Okay, so use this indicator, use it well. Also, remember to use Pig's, his reverse calculator. It's a very useful tool. If you go to your indicators and strategies, type in brackets here, Pig, and it's the RSI EMA with reverse calculator panel. I use it a lot. It's a very good tool. Of course, don't take it to the T, because as the day progresses, as candles build up, it might fluctuate. Sometimes it changes. Hey, Dank Noodle News. Hi. Thank you for following. Really appreciate this. Oh, and thank you so much for the donation. Really love it. Thank you so much. I love ice cream. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this. It's warm to my heart, and I will keep streaming, live streaming every day with more updates for you guys. Awesome. Thank you very much. And I love the Pikachu. I love the Pikachu. So where were you? Where were we? Okay, let's do a little bit of a calculation to the downside and see where we want, why we still want to hold on to these box areas. So the one that we did calculate off of, And I think for this one we are going to look at the higher time frames. Is no, this section here sitting at 46.6. So let's do it, 46.6. And this gives us a 17,500 read. So yeah, this is bringing us pretty high. 17,500. So you see, the area where bullish divergence is going to start building up is pretty large. So this is why I don't expect price to break down really hard. What's gonna be possible, although, and not sure, is that we start making some bullish divergence, maybe have a reaction that's too strong that would give us a bearish divergence, and you know, this is where we go from one side to the other. Okay, this is also how I really judge reversals and change of momentum. I really look at the bullish or bearish divergences. And you know, this is it's worked out really well for me so far. I'm not gonna build a science on it, but yeah, I think those signals can be rather strong and significant. Now let's look at the rest of the reads, because all these are sitting fairly at the same height on the RSI. We're gonna go with this one, 43.3. And what does this one say? 17,200. 17,200. Like this area here, going on to this area here. So yeah, this is a ginormous area and range. This is too much. I think we should be moving up to even higher time frames, because otherwise this is going to start getting so messy. And yeah, basically what it comes down to is there's no way to be going down after such a bull run. There is no way to be coming down without creating at least some bullish divergence, building us back, giving us back some momentum to the upside. Is it going to be a strong reversal of the momentum? That's another question. But sitting here, there is no way that we break down all the way to the downside. So what we're gonna do is just going to go with horizontals. I think this is the safer bet for now. We're going to set up on the nodes that we find here. So as you can see, each and every one of these boxes starts and ends around the same area, the nodes, the big volume nodes, except for this one here. Let's see if we can do something a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to bring this one down at least here. And this one probably sits better here. And that's good. Awesome. In between the nodes, in these void areas, there's no way price is going to pick up really strong. So if we actually really start breaking down below the blue box area, below this line here, the green line that we drew. Next points of interest will be the nodes that we are seeing here, 16,700, the 16,300, the 16,000 area, and if we really break below 15,500, this is where we are actually going to see a dive down and probably bounce on this section. Once we do this, if we do this, the lower we go, the longer it's going to take to build up momentum again. And if we range a little bit too long, things are possibly going to turn to the downside. Okay, so today, right now, there's too much prediction or crystal ball stuff in play to be thinking about these areas here. I would just keep them in mind for now, but I don't think that that right now they are actually being too relevant. Okay, so just as a fun exercise, let's do the Fibonacci retracement tool. So we can find it here with the tools, and let's see what we see on the fibs. So we did have already a little bit of a bounce here at 0.7. We did have two touches at the 0.6. So yeah, those are very healthy corrections, and remember that it's building on upwards. Okay, so actually the fib is completely agreeing with what we're seeing here, which is a good thing. Okay, this means that a lot of people are also agreeing that actually things are looking more bullish than they are looking bearish. So for now, I'm going to leave Bitcoin with this idea. We're going to have a quick look at the dollar index, and let's see how the dollar is presenting itself, because sometimes they are correlated. Sometimes the dollar goes up and the markets go down. Sometimes it's the other way around, just because the whole world is mostly trading all pairs against the dollar. So yeah, it makes sense that they are correlated. And after the dollar, we're going to have a quick look at E-mini futures, maybe the S&P 500, but I don't really like the S&P 500 anymore because it's moving so slow. It's like the snail of all snails. And I think you see quicker reactions on E-mini futures than you do see and notice them on the S&P. But we can have a look. We can have a look as well if you guys would like to. Cool. Now, let's have a look at the dollar. Yeah, dollar. Yeah. What do you have in store for us? Let's have a look. On this section here, there was a little bit of a bearish divergence between, between these two, lower high, higher high, right? But let me remove this. Between this area and this area, we just have continuation of the trend, okay, forming a lower high. Okay, so this is not very good. Not good for the dollar, very good for us, because we're in Bitcoin. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Now, let's have a look at the lows. Let's have a look at the lows. So here, on the 2-hour time frame, it's looking rather okay. It's this is a flat support area. Okay, RSI is building up, so rather more constructive than anything. Here, between these two, and no, I'm wrong. Between these two, we do have higher low, lower low, so that's bullish. But like I said, when we saw this read, the thing is, where is it going to get in trouble? Yeah, where are we going to bounce, and where are we going to see a reversal? Let's have a look at the 1 hour chart. Maybe the 1 hour chart gets it a little bit better. The 1 hour chart is a mess. There's nothing to see. The 3 hour, same thing, nothing really in particular. It's kind of a tough call. It could be that the dollar is going to start pushing up a little bit higher, just as Bitcoin is going to try and push a little bit lower. Oh yeah, before we continue with all this, keep in mind that we are still within this rising channel. Okay, keep in mind that this this triangle shape could be invalidated. Okay, nothing is set in stone, and this is the beauty of doing technical analysis. There's no such thing as being right or wrong. The only thing there is looking at all the possibilities, try to keep them in mind, and then try to act according to how they get canceled. Like you have many options, and as time goes by, you can eliminate one by one the ones that turn out to be invalid, and then eventually the right one is going to remain. And this is not what you should have traded. This is what you need to wait for, because knowing what is going to happen, you can prepare for the reaction, right? And this is how I really try to set up my trades. It takes a lot of stress out of the equation. It makes you much more patient, and it makes you also more confident in the decision that you made afterwards. Because if you jump in on a trade and you see the possibilities get eliminated one by one, and you start noticing that chances are getting bigger that your choice was the wrong one, well, guess what? You made a bad trade. On the other hand, if you are more defensive and you set up a whole scenario, a whole plethora of scenarios, and you wait for time to move and to eliminate the ones that are not valid, this is where you're going to be able to set up the right trades time after time. I'm not saying it's always going to be perfect. I'm not saying you're going to be the biggest profit trader, but on the long run, your P&L is going to stay positive. And this is what moves you forward. It doesn't matter making a couple of $1,000s once if you keep making $500 and $800 mistakes day after day. You know, it's going to become negative really fast. Yeah, so take this in consideration, please. Now, okay, so what happens if we break out of this triangle? Then probably chances are we are still going to try and hold this this larger rising channel shape. It could break to the downside. If it breaks to the downside, next area is going to be this section here, where we can expect a nice bounce out of. If this one doesn't hold, it's going to be the next one. How can we see whether it holds or not? It's going to be read on the RSI. If you see on the RSI that some bullishness is showing in the form of either local divergence, a little bit like what we've seen here. Remember, making a lower series of some lower lows followed by a series of higher lows, this is a very, very nice, strong signal of a turn of momentum. Yeah, so these are the things that you should be waiting for in case that we start breaking out of the pattern, just be patient for now. As long as the triangle is holding, things are still looking good. You could be using the green line here as a stop loss, just to be sure. If your pain tolerance is higher, that you already made enough money that you can take a little bit of a loss, you could even use the low wick here as your point of no return. As soon as we wick down, just drop it and then wait for the next signal to emerge. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I think this was long enough for now. Remember, you can support my channel by signing up to Bybit using my affiliate link. It's on the website Wolves of Bybit. Just this one here. You either click register now and you sign up to Bybit, send me an email with your user ID or the email address that you used to sign up. And remember, I do give a lot of really nice perks for signing up. Number one, you will get the regular bonuses. I'm probably sure there's going to be a lot of new ones coming as well. But I want to grow this community and I want to find ways to give back to the people who join in and who help me grow my community. So what I've been thinking is, as soon as I get 10 members in the affiliate program, you will compete. The best or the most active trader will receive 15% of the affiliate commission. As soon as we reach 50 members, I will share 30% with 3 of the best or the most active traders. Once we reach over 200, I'm not sure yet because it's still far away, but I'm thinking about sharing 40 or 50% with the top 10 most active traders. So this will make sure that people are actually active and not just joining to spam and mess up the Discord channel, because this is one thing that I really want to avoid. I do not want to ask for fees and stuff. I don't have such a large head and I never want to have one. And this would also motivate each other, people to help each other to become better, more comfortable, and more assertive. So everybody will be trading, and of course, the more people trade, the bigger the pot is for the rewards for you guys to get. And maybe even if this grows so much bigger, I could still even like expand the reward system to a lot more. So really, guys, I don't want to become rich off of this thing. I really want to become plentiful and have like a nice community, something to be proud of. All right, so share this with your friends. Also, if you become affiliate members, you will also have the opportunity to link your own affiliate members and gain maximum rewards. It's a nice program. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you want to join, try it out, see how it works out. You don't like it, then don't worry, you just quit it and there's no hard feelings at all. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Thank you very much for joining. I love you all. Also, thank Noodles. Thank you a lot for your reward. Roy Baser, thank you a lot for your donations. I really love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:30 UTC. Be there, be square, and yeah, keep yourself safe, stay COVID free, stay good health to your families and everything, and happy trading. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.